I'm going to be going over 34 Minecraft questions that you can't answer. And before you think some of these questions are easy, make sure you watch the video until the end, because each question is going to get harder and harder. And let me know what your high score is. So let's start with the easy questions. Which animal provides wool? A sheep or a cat? That one is super easy. It's of course a sheep. A sheep provides wool, and it's best to find these at the start of the game so that you can make a bed as quick as possible. So what do you use to tame a wolf? A bone or a stick? If you chose stick, that's wrong. That doesn't work. You can use sticks to hit wolves, but not tame them. A bone is exactly what you use, and now we have ourselves a very friendly dog. So which item helps you breathe underwater in Minecraft? A turtle helmet or a diamond helmet? If you chose turtle helmet, you are correct. You see, the turtle helmet is really cool because once you apply it, you can actually breathe for a whopping 25 seconds more than if you just had a regular helmet on. So which ore gives you experience when mined? Iron ore or redstone ore? If you picked iron ore, that's wrong. It's actually redstone ore. Redstone ore actually gives you XP as soon as you mine it, which makes it a great way to level up your XP bar, whereas iron ingots you do have to smelt them. Which one of these is a hostile mob? A villager or a spider? If you chose spider, you're correct. Spiders are one of the hostile mobs in the game, and they're actually only hostile at daytime, so make sure you don't hit them at daytime or else they will try to attack. Villagers, on the other hand, are completely friendly. Which one of these restores the most hearts? A cookie or a steak? If you chose steak, you were actually right. A steak restores around 4 hearts, while a biscuit or a cookie only restores 1 heart. If you ever want to make green dye in Minecraft, what is it that you use? Do you use a cactus or do you use a melon? If you answered cactus, that's actually correct. In order to get some green dye in Minecraft, all you need to do is place down a furnace like this, put in the cactus, then put in the coal. Then of course, once it's done smelting, you'll get this perfect green dye, which of course you can use to create things like green wool and many other designs. Which mob drops rotten flesh? Is it a zombie or is it an enderman? If you guess zombie, that's actually correct. Zombies usually drop rotten flesh. They do have a small chance of dropping it, and it's pretty useful because it can be used if you're about to die as a quick food source. Endermen, however, drop ender pearls and are actually really hard to kill. Now time for some medium questions. Which structure is found in the desert? Is it a desert temple or a jungle temple? Of course, it's going to be a desert temple in the desert, and these are actually not that rare. They do have a decent amount of loot at the bottom. So which block can be used for storage? A crafting table or a chest? Of course, the answer is a chest. A crafting table is used to craft, and a chest is used to store things. Which mob is created when lightning strikes a pig? Is it a zombified piglin or does it become a zombie? You can see that a pig actually becomes a zombified piglin. Which block can be used to repair tools? An anvil or a furnace? If you chose anvil, that's correct. Just place in your tool and of course get it repaired. Which one of these mobs is known for firing projectiles? A skeleton or a blaze? It's actually both of these mobs. Both of these mobs will fire projectiles at you if they see you. The skeleton will fire arrows at you, and the blaze is actually going to shoot fireballs at you. So be careful of both these mobs. Which one of these two plants is used to make red dye? Is it a rose bush or is it a tulip? If you picked rose bush, you are correct. If you picked tulip, you're also correct. Putting a rose bush into the crafting table will give you 2 pieces of red dye, and putting a red tulip into the crafting table will also give you a piece of red dye. So that one was a trick question. And if you thought those questions were easy, it's time to make these actually difficult. What items are used in crafting a sea lantern? Is it A, prismarine shards, or is it B, the blaze rods? If you picked prismarine shards, that is correct. And if you want to craft a sea lantern, all you need is prismarine crystals and some prismarine shards right here. Which item was used to cure zombie villagers before 1.9? Was it A, a splash potion of healing, or was it B, a splash potion of weakness? If you pick splash potion of weakness, then you are correct. A splash potion of weaknesses can be used to correct zombie villagers. You actually also need to feed the zombie a golden apple, and then once you feed it the golden apple, it's going to start shaking and having these gold particles. It will then take around 1 to 2 minutes to fully heal, and then you'll have the villagers back again. Which one of these mobs that doesn't burn in sunlight? Is it a husk or is it a zombie? This one's pretty easy. If you pick zombie, you are correct. Zombies burn in sunlight because they aren't like the husks. They can actually freely roam around without ever getting burned, whereas zombies will remain on fire. Which one of these blocks can be set off by you stepping on it? If you picked pressure plate, you're actually right because this does give a redstone signal, but if you picked redstone ore, you're actually also right because this can be activated. You can see that we have standard redstone ore here, and if I stand on it, it actually does light up a little bit, and this can send the redstone signal to any block that you want. Which biome in Minecraft features the blue ice, the snow, and some polar bears? Is it the ice spikes biome or is it the snowy tundra? If you pick the snowy tundra, you are correct. You see, I actually added those polar bears by hand. When you enter the nether in Minecraft, what's the name of the ambient soundtrack you hear? Is it called Mice on Venus or is it called War? Once again, it's neither. These are actually both in-game disc tracks that are for Minecraft's overworld. If you don't know what these soundtracks are, I'll play them for you now, and trust me when I say that both soundtracks are actually really nostalgic. What's the minimum number amount of blocks needed to build a Minecraft nether portal? Is it 14 or is it 10? If you picked 10, you are correct. You see, you don't actually need these blocks right here, and your nether portal will still work just fine. So now it's time for the expert questions, which means if you get any of these right, then you're officially a pro. Between these two blocks, which one is more blast resistant, obsidian or end portal frames? If you picked end portal frames, then you are correct. These are highly blast resistant. They're actually used in the end, and of course, you're going to need them if you want to get back home from the end dimension. Now, obsidian is also really strong, but you can just destroy it with a pickaxe. You can't actually destroy these blocks in survival Minecraft. When you're trying to breed turtles, what is it that you use? Do you use seagrass or do you use kelp? If you guess seagrass, then you are correct. This is actually how you breed turtles. Kelp, on the other hand, doesn't do much. Now, what do you get when you craft 9 iron nuggets together? Do you get an iron ingot or do you get an iron block? You actually get an iron ingot. If you want an iron block, you're actually going to need some iron ingot, and then you get your block of iron. So which one of these blocks cannot be smelted inside a blast furnace? Is it wet sponge or is it any kind of ore block? If you picked wet sponge, you're actually correct. If you open up a blast furnace and place in your wet sponge and place in your coal, you can see that nothing actually happens. But if you use a normal ore, you can actually smelt this. You can only put a wet sponge in a normal furnace, and then of course that is going to turn into a sponge. Which one of these blocks can't be moved by a piston? Is it crying obsidian or is it actual obsidian? This is a trick question. It's actually both of them. Both of these blocks are really strong, and thus they cannot be moved by any kind of piston. When you're building really high in Minecraft, what is the Y coordinate for the overworld build limit? Is it 256 or is it 300? The actual answer is 256. You can only go 256 blocks high in Minecraft's world, and after that, you're going to be stuck. When you're trying to stop Minecraft mobs from spawning, what is the light level required to stop that from happening? Is it light level 7 or light level 8? If you said light level 8, then you are correct. If you don't light up all your blocks to light level 8, then mobs will start to spawn. So be careful and make sure you're placing those torches. Prior to Minecraft 1.6, how many different types of wood were there? 8 or were there 6? If you said 6, you were correct. Prior to 1.6, there were only 6 different variants of oak planks, and these were all changed once we got these 3 wooden blocks in: the warp planks, the crimson planks, and of course the mangrove planks. Which status effect doesn't exist in vanilla Minecraft? Decay or wither? If you guess decay, then you're correct. You can actually gain the wither effect if you just eat some suspicious stew, and you get the wither effect for around 8 seconds. Which of these ingredients is not used when you're actually crafting a firework? Is it gunpowder or is it blaze powder? If you selected blaze powder, you are correct. We don't actually use these when crafting fireworks. We actually use ourselves some gunpowder to get these cool explosions. When you're building a beacon in Minecraft, once you've built a full beacon pyramid, how many blocks are in the base layer? Is it 81 or 49? It's actually 81 blocks. That means you're going to need a total of 81 diamond blocks if you're ever trying to build a fully diamond Minecraft beacon. Now remember, that's just the bottom layer. It doesn't include all the top ones. So which one of these blocks can't be found naturally in any dimension, but they are craftable? Is it a stone cutter or is it a smithing table? It's actually not. You can actually just steal a stone cutter from a stonemason's house in a village, and you can find a smithing table inside a toolsmith houses inside of a village. Which one of these enchantments was solely made for the trident? Is it A, sharpness, or is it B, impaling? If you picked impaling, you are correct. Although you can actually put sharpness on your trident, impaling is one of those things that's uniquely made specifically just for the trident. Now this one is really important. Which Steve is the original Steve? Is it this Steve, the current skin that I am wearing, or is it this Steve skin right here, the one with the beard? If you selected the skin with the beard, then you are correct, although the answer is quite confusing. You see, in the original version of Minecraft, Steve actually did start with this beard, but over some time they did remove the beard in 2009. Then what was strange is recently they actually re-added this beard. So you probably got that question wrong, because although this is the original Steve skin, it actually wasn't on Steve's skin for around like 10 years.